was hoping this was all going to be done yesterday, but I've still got a couple of bugs and issues to work through this morning. So yeah, I get on with it. So the first one's a nice easy one. I find Thailand here. Which level is this? That's level 2. I don't want level 2. I want... Actually, was it level 1 or level 2? I've already forgotten. What did my note say? Visible left of exit map 1. Map 1 it was. Alright. That's this one. Okay, it just needs a bit more painting. That'll probably do a little bit down there. Bit more of a look. Done. It's that one gone. Check that in. Oh, and a whole bunch of other stuff that I neglected to check in. Nice work. Okay. Right, that's in next. That's actually a design change, which is really stupid to be changing at this point, but I just think it would be more fun and it wouldn't be that involved. But I'm going to leave it till the end in case it is involved. I want to fix that because that's rubbish. The line of sight check is obviously getting through walls at certain angles, so we need to test that and see what's going on. So that code must be, it's going to be called from enemies. It's going to be run in world. Line trace. Oh yeah, I've got debug here for this. Can leave that in. What's the best way to do this? Figure out which Barry it was. Was it level 2? No, I think it was level 3 I saw that in. That's level 1. Maybe it was level 2 then. Level 2. Yes, it was this guy. He managed to come through this wall when I was over here. So somehow his line of sight check was getting through that wall. Is it because it's very narrow, maybe? I mean, they're mostly that narrow. What does the code look for? Is tile solid block collision? Well, that's not going to see corners. Oh. No. Because the problem is, I don't think... Yeah, we couldn't just say, is the tile empty? Because that would hit diamonds and other power-ups. So... I don't know that we've got a check to say, is it like level geometry? I don't... Oh, I'm showing the wrong thing. Go back to the code. I'll look at the code as well. Tile solid block collision, because that's literally just going to tell us if it's a solid block. Let's check that. Assuming that's in the header. Yes. Yeah, those are pretty much solid. We could maybe use this tile non-blocking, and then, yeah, the inverse is tile blocking. That might work. Let's try that. Maybe I just called the wrong function. That'd be a nice simple fix. Imagine if I got a nice simple fix. Of course, I'll probably have to play this a couple of times in case it's intermittent, in case it requires a special angle, particular angle. Give it a run. Oh, hang on. I don't know what level this is. Oh, it's from the beginning. That's fine. I'll just win. Skip, 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 skip. Oh, look at that. I won. Done. Right. That's the level we want. Alright, I'm going this way. Where is it? Hold on. Just because it makes it a bit simpler, let's connect that. So it makes it a bit simpler. Miss both. Yeah, that guy doesn't seem to be seeing me at all, which is what we want. Right. But then, I mean, the turrets are firing at me and they use the line of sight check as well, so it's not broken. I haven't broken it, that's good. I've got the wrong key, I need to go that way. I say that, he didn't fire at me. Okay, he did. Okay, maybe I was a little overconfident there. Oh, he's firing at me. Because the turrets do two checks. They do the basic line of sight to make sure they're not firing through walls, but then they also wait for you to be in a cone in front of them. So that one seems to be working right. But I'm wondering if it's just the guys that are facing right or something. Like this guy. Yeah, he should already be firing at me. That's weird. Hello? Okay, so I've broken that one. Cool, cool. Right, I think I know what's happening now. The guys on the top aren't firing either. He's still doing the right thing, so I suspect what's happening then, if the guy at the bottom doesn't... Oh, the guy at the bottom... Yeah, okay. The guy at the bottom doesn't, the top and left don't. Okay, so it is what I think it is. Which is... the start of the line trace is inside the wall. Which means it's immediately saying, I've hit the wall. So we need to offset that. So 8 coords and then if tiles blocking, yeah, we're already offsetting it for the first test to try and avoid that problem. So okay. I think I might just go for a really cheap fix here, if it works. And say if test tile x is not equal to point AX and test tile y is not equal to point A. Y and is not blocking. I suspect that might be enough. With a bit of luck. That's... Oh, yeah, there is a cutscene at the beginning of that level. I just completely forgot. Oh, I'm also not letting them try it. Okay. Yeah. Still not working then. Presumably still broken in the same way. Yeah, he can fire at me because he's not next to a wall. They're going to be fine. Oh, okay. The cheap fix didn't work. That means I actually have to work out what's wrong with it. How upsetting. Okay, let's just put the logs back in. I didn't want to have to do this because what I will probably have to do to make sense of the logs is take out all of the values except one. Now let me just check before I do that. Yeah, I don't have any changes that I need to save in that level. So let's rebuild that in the background. Oh, actually I can't do it in the background because it'll switch the OBS view. Back to tiled. Because what I think we're going to have to do is object layer. I don't really want to have to delete everything. Oh, I can get a list of objects, can't I? All right. Which one is that? 31, all the way. Oh, no, that's not a number. It's that one there. Okay. Get rid of all them. Blink. Get rid of all them. Get rid of all these patrol guys. Get rid of all them. Get rid of all them. Oh, I think that's... no, not the player start. That will break things. Okay, and then save that. Well, I'm just going to export it for now. And then recompile to get the logging. Come on, compiler. Run. Very confused by seeing cutscenes at the beginning of that level, because I only wrote them last night. Oh, yes, there's just this guy left. So, I'm going to stand here, and you're going to be repeatedly checking to see if you can shoot me, and hopefully telling me why, or why not, in the log. Log, log, log. Whee, that's a lot of stuff. Okay. Tracing from there to there, which is tiles 4619 to 3623. The distance is that, the direction is that. That. It's solid collision there. Are you telling me the same thing here? Tracing from. No, that's 2. Is there somebody else still alive in this level? Have I left something in here? Oh, they're going to be tracing as well. I don't know if I can delete them. Can I delete them? Let's delete them and see what happens. Object mode. I cannot make sense of this UI. There we go. Delete. Get rid of that and that. Yeah, okay. That might just immediately cause me to win as soon as I come into the level, or something equally strange. Let's find out. Carry on. Oh, get rid of that. Well, it should be long enough. Back to the code. That looks a bit more sensible. Okay, so yes, we're just seeing tracing from that, aren't we? Yes. Where's the next one there? Okay, so there's only one guy doing line traces, and it's doing exactly what. Oh, okay, that's right. Okay, yeah, but I was on the left of him to begin with, so let's go down to where he's tracing pretty much straight down. Tracing from, here we are. It's solid collision at 4619, so that is what I thought it was. He's hitting collision within himself, which is a bit odd because I would have thought my hack fix would have got round that. I don't know why that didn't work. Now that's solid collision. Is that the tile type? Yes, it is. So what is type 8? Oh, one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. bottom wall, yeah. So that's the one essentially just above him. So what's happening is he's starting that line trace from like here, and then immediately going, oh, I've hit this wall. And so cancelling out. So he needs to not do that. I would have thought 0.8 plus the direction. What size is the direction? Do we have it in? It's in world units. Oh, we're only moving like a couple of pixels at a time, aren't we? Is that right? We're actually 1676, and those are in, yeah, those are world units. Which is going to mean 1 pixel, and it's about 4 pixels down. So yeah, it certainly isn't. It wouldn't be enough to get across the first tile. So actually the hack fix is probably the sensible fix, but it didn't work, which means I must have written it wrong. Maybe what we do is don't really want to put a while true in here in case we end up with an infinite loop. Oh, sod it. Let's try it first and we'll fix it later if we need to. Right. Back to test point. Test. Whoops. Test point. Well, couldn't paste it because it's right there. In fact, actually, it's not really point A. It would now be test point. So let's do it that way and then take you back up there and instead say while test. Oh, hang on. Oh, I think I know what I did wrong a minute ago. Oh, yeah. I think I was checking test point there instead of test tile. If test tile x is not equal to point A dot x and test tile dot y is not equal to point, it shouldn't be and, it should be or. Yeah. So as long as one of the coordinates has changed, it's a valid test. Okay. Code. That DOSBox window has died in OBS. Oh well, it's only a compiler. Oh, except it's also giving me errors. What? Test point. Oh, amazing. Oh, wow, I've just deleted it completely. Yep, great. This is how bugs get written. That window's out of date as well. Why is OBS not updating anymore? Good grief, OBS. What do you want from me? Oh, right, I'll have to turn that off briefly. You know, the window you've been showing for the past 10 minutes, can you keep on showing that, please? That is still wrong. Excellent. Oh. Fine. Show something completely unrelated. And then show the text editor again. And can we show that now? Thanks very much. Right. So yes, I've gone and tidied that code up and tidied it up to death because I've taken out the vitally important bit of code. So back to here. It was just that. All right. We do actually want a test point. Now back to the compiler, which is also now dead. Switch that to something else. Switch that back to terminal again. Here we go. Show that. I do like an OBS wobble. Okay, game shown. Skip, 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 skip. He's still not shooting at me. Well, this is peeving. Back to code, back to code, back to the log. The log seems to be saying much the same thing. $46.19, which is where you started. Am I completely misreading this code? Nope, it's definitely hit solid collision, is that one. If test tile is not point A and you're printing out point A. Oh, it's not point A, it's tile A. Ugh. That's why it didn't work. My goodness, I am just not awake today. Also what happens when everything's int. Anyway, right, compiler again, gone, build. Skip, skip, skip. That's a bit more like it. Okay, so now we put that back to code temporarily, something on the screen, and then I am going to revert the changes to that level because they be broken. Well, because I've taken all the enemies out. Get rid of that. Switch to tiled briefly just to tell it not to save. I say switch to tiled, and of course the tiled window is dead in OBS now as well. I guess all the windows spontaneously died. Fine. Get rid of that. Show me a different window. Now show me tiled again. I don't know why I have to do this, but apparently I do. Right. Back to the compile window. Run that again. I've actually forgotten why I was originally testing this level. And I've also just noticed that you can see the checkerboard to the left there. So I'm going to fix that while I'm looking at it. Tiled 2. It was level 2, wasn't it? Yes. More of this stuff. Whoop. Save that, export that, and then go back to the to-do list to remind myself why I'm even, excuse me, looking at that level. I'm looking in the wrong file. Oh yeah, of course, it was for the source cat. So he was fixed. As long as everything else isn't broken, we're good. That's the only thing I'm testing in that level. Okay, also, we can get rid of this guff again. Line trace. Chat it, chat it, chat it, chat it. I probably don't need to say shut it for every commented line. There we go. Okay, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Back to the game. Go bang. No, he's shooting at me fine. Jakes. Shot him off screen, he still managed to hit me. You've got no desire to come through a wall? No? Okay, good, 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 good. In fact, I'm going to play this whole level through just to make sure the reactor turrets are behaving. correctly as well. Back. I wanted to get one of those right-facing guys to shoot at me, but I killed him too quick. I think I was out of range when that one didn't fire at me. This accursed keyboard, give me a diagonal and let me fire. There we go. Now you see, I feel like he should already be firing at me. So no, there's something still broken here. That's interesting. Right, so there's still an issue there. Yeah, no, the hack fix doesn't work. I'm going to have to fix it properly. Oh, that's upsetting. Because yeah, it's gonna affect the timings of how they're firing. Oh, okay. So, just out of interest, what's still happening is while I'm here, he's firing from that point, or probably from that point. But that hack fix is saying, well, I haven't moved out of this block yet, so ignore the collision, and then we start tracing it from there. The problem is if I stand like here, it's going to trace in that direction, and it's going to check that tile and ignore the collision. It's going to hit this one, and it's not going to ignore that collision. So the proper fix is to make the line trace start from where the enemy actually visually is, which is going to be mildly fiddly because it's going to be different depending what direction they're facing. Ugh, okay. It does, however, mean that we don't need to change the line trace code because that's working fine. What we need to change is the enemy code that's calling the line trace, because it's telling the line trace to trace from the wrong place. Yes, the sprite position, which is the top left corner. What's the nicest way? Nicest / quickest way? I think, I mean, I'm going for another hack here. Will the hack cause other problems? Probably. They usually do. That's why they get called hacks. But I kind of don't have a lot of time. Okay, let's just try it and see what happens. We will take the enemy position and we will add to it. What size are they? Enemy sprites are 32, aren't they? So I can say, what is this plus nonsense you're doing here? So that, no, this is a terrible idea because the ones that are facing up and right, this will fix the ones on the left and the top. It will break the ones on the right and the bottom. So I'm really going to just have to, okay, well, let's make it even more of a hack and say, normally, copy that, I'm going to have it in a minute. Can't be const if I'm going to change it in a second. Normally it would be that, unless this particular enemy, I think is called type. Type, yes, there it is. Unless the type is enemy type. I think I called them turrets. Did I call them turrets? Sentry. Called sentries. Unless it's a sentry, in which case, if, and we are using, is it subtype I called it? Yes, subtype determines the direction. But I cannot remember what order those directions are in. Subtype. Was it a capital T? Yes. if subtype equals right or down. Yeah, just right or down. The order for that we can pull out of tiled because it's in there. U. Okay, that's 1 for a downward facing one. Up is fine, so it's 1 or I need a right facing one. 1 or 0. Back to the code. Subtype equals 0 or. Really should have aliased that, but there we go. I've written it now. Type equals 1. If you are one of those guys, then dunk pos equals pos plus offset of 16. I think that'll be fine. It does, however, point out the fact that all of the other enemy line of sights are slightly wrong. But I hadn't noticed up to this point, so it can't be that wrong. Okay, let's try that and see what happens. Oh, actually, I'm tempted to take the change out of the line trace then, because we shouldn't need it. And it's always nice to get rid of one hack. Even if you're getting rid of hack A to put in hack B, it's still nice to get rid of them. Okay, build that. Watch as now nothing fires at me. It's exactly the sort of bug that makes it to release. Day 1 patch. Skip, skip, skip. I mean, that's good. Okay, that's also good. And you can still see me over here. Can you? Okay, hello. It's probably fine. I think at this point I'm probably just seeing subtle bugs that have been in for ages and I've just not noticed. We'll check. Get everybody down here. Ow. Yeah, there we go. Those two are immediately more alive. Get off me. Don't. God, even I think those batteries are pickups. It's such terrible art design, but never mind. Och. That guy is impossible to hit with this keyboard. Anyway, I'm going to keep, there we go. That's what I was expecting earlier. Okay, so that's fine. I've also just realized I've not been paying attention to the guy line tracing. As in the saucer cat that was coming through the wall, which was the initial cause of the bug. I wasn't actually watching to see if he was behaving correctly. I assume he is, but I am going to have to run that again just to check that specifically. Skip, 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 skip. Bang. Whatever, whatever. Ow, less whatever. I'm going to have to go in there, aren't I? Was it down? Oh, no, it was down here. Hello. No desire to come through a wall? No? All right. I'm calling that fixed. Lovely. Which means at least it's half a hack less than it was earlier. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I should probably put some sort of comment here. Right, commit that lot. Line, trace, fixes, send trees. Next. Oh, I forgot to take it off the list. That's a design change, so I really shouldn't be looking at that one. I'm going to be good and put that at the bottom of the list, because this one is probably going to be difficult. Because when I build this in release mode, which is, it switches off certain debug guards and a couple of other things, which is what you're supposed to do whenever you make an actual, proper release. I noticed last night when I build in release mode, I get a silly little graphical corruption issue, which again, the hack fix is just to not do a release build and just release a slightly less release one, which makes some sense in my head. But my concern thinking about that overnight is it might well be a sign of something worse. Like it might actually, it's the sort of thing, because I'm only running on emulation, of course, I'm only seeing it DOSBox or 86 box. And I'm seeing it as graphical corruption, but on real hardware it might actually cause a crash. I've no idea. So it needs fixing. So let's make it happen again for a start, not ASM test, we don't want that. We'll do that by defining release here. And then go to compiler, boink, 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 build order. Okay, start from the beginning. Skip, 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 skip. Oh, hello. It didn't look like that yesterday. I mean, I would say, however, though, that is definitely graphical corruption. Oh, okay. What? Okay, we've entered glitch mode. Apologies for anybody's eyes. What is going on here? Okay, so what's interesting is it's just the world tiles, the sprites are all fine. So the world tiles are rendered in a different way because there are so many of them, they have to be optimized. And so they're done as VRAM copies. So this quite strongly implies that that point is wrong, because this is what it was. Yeah. Oh, I can't quit either easily. Oh, I can quit via the menu. That's what the menu's for. Oh, well, for the bowl FTP, glitchy in the scroll mechanism. I don't think it's in the scroll. So I saw this. So it looks like that's not actually the bug that I thought we were going to see. It looks like there are two sort of glitching issues that are essentially the same thing. One of them appeared yesterday when, actually, have I? No, it has gone. Interesting. It must be intermittent then. So there was one that I thought was caused yesterday by where it's inside engine. There's a call to it right at the top. Yes, we need to do that to get easy access to the video buffer, and that was under a memdebug guard for some reason. And when I took that out, it solved the other issue. The other issue being very similar to what we've just seen there, where the entire tile map was corrupted. But taking that out seemed to fix it. Now, if that isn't the case, sorry, not taking that out, taking the guard out that prevented that code from running, seemed to fix it. If that isn't the case, then it's just something that's happening intermittently. But it's extremely odd that it's only happening in release, because obviously when I first came across an issue that was only happening in release mode, I assumed it must be, I'm just looking it up now, it must be in somewhere like this, where I've got only do this in release mode, otherwise do this, which in this case is the same thing, but that's not the point. And I thought, all right, I must have some sort of debug code in my rendering code that as soon as that's switched off, it breaks. But there's no, I don't have in my code. There's nothing release specific in the rendering code, so it doesn't appear to be that. I don't have a sensible explanation for this unless. No, no, it's not that. Because we're getting the wrong place. If I go to the top of here, get buffer. Here we go. Yeah, and every time we're adding that in, so it's not like we're ignoring that. Let me just quickly Google that again, just to see. Yeah, no, it just says it can change, but just make sure you're always adding it in. So, which I am. Every time we try and read or write anything to the video, we're accounting for that value. So that should be fine. I don't know why it's doing that. But yeah, the other issue that I'd seen, excuse me, drink of water. The other issue that I'd seen yesterday was well, compared to that, it was much more subtle, which it seemed to be potentially related to the scroll offset. I thought it might have been caused by the screen shake, which was over time you would start to see a couple of sort of black vertical lines appearing on certain tiles. And I've seen that several times through the project where because the tile map is off screen to the right in inverted commas of the screen, if I accidentally drew too far to the right of the edge of the screen, off the edge of the right of the screen, I would end up writing into the tile map. And so I'd seen several issues where I'd done that by accident, and you would start getting black pixels in certain tiles, you know, whichever tiles were on the left-hand side of the tile map. But I had thought that was all fixed. But I have only added the screen shake quite recently. So it's possible that I'm rendering at some point. Do you know what? Instead of saying all of these words, why don't I just disable the screen shake and see if any of what we're seeing at the moment still happens? I assume it will, but it would be a very simple test. If I can, oh, it's not in video, it's in world. No, world. Is it in the header? Oh, I can't remember where I put it. Might be in the header. Screen shake. Nope. Shake. Shake screen. Nope. Back to there. So there is a function called shake screen. I just can't see it. There it is. Okay, and that. Okay, that's not actually doing anything. Where do those get used? Oh, and then it's just put into the offset of the where we position the world, isn't it? Yes, okay. So, not anymore. You're not. Compiler. Boink, boink, boink. Build. Now, given that the bug that we've just seen there, that's corrupted from the first frame. So I don't think it's going to be anything to do with the screen shake. But simply because the other issue looked like it might be, we can at least discount it. And the strangest part for me is, obviously you can see everything else renders fine. So it is just the VRAM copies, which suggests that it's reading pixels that's the issue. That looks fine, but I don't trust it. Oh, there it goes. Wow. No, again though, it can't just be saying reading pixels is the issue, because the ship is transparent, which requires me to read pixels from the background and mask them against the ship sprite, and that's working fine. How strange. Okay, well, I'll put that back in again since it doesn't appear to be related. What is different potentially? I mean, the VRAM copies it's different code because it is kind of a hack. It's a VGA hack. But the bit that I don't really get is why does it only become a problem in release mode? That bit I don't get. I will remind myself what the function is that does the VGA copy because I can't remember. Draw. Copy region 16. Hello, Paro. Welcome in. How goes the deving? Mostly fine, I think. I'm currently looking at an issue that is horribly corrupting all of the graphics, but I have a workaround that I can use if necessary. But it would be nice to fix it properly. Different optimized flags in release. Oh, thank you. Different optimized flags in release. Yeah, that was one of the things I considered as well, because it is 03. It's like full optimization. And yeah, I took off all the optimization code, at least with the tests yesterday. I took off all the optimization and it didn't change the problem at all. It would, in a sense, it would be nice if it was the optimization flags, because then I could just blame the compiler. But no, it doesn't appear to be that. Although it might be worth a test now. Just out of interest, let's give that a go. I suspect it may well, but that's not the thing I wanted. It may well run, like it might show differently if we turn off the optimization. Is the workaround no graphics? No, the workaround is just not compiling in release mode. Because the strangest part is, normally I would say like not release mode means your XE's 3 times larger because it's full of debug symbols and all the rest. It doesn't have any of that because I'm stripping all of those. One of the strangest parts is building in release, the XE actually grows by 10k. I don't know why it does that. I mean, I can hazard a guess it'll be to do with some functions being inlined, but other than that, it doesn't really do a great deal. It certainly doesn't affect the performance as far as I can tell. You know, because even the non-release build is optimized. It's had all the debug symbols stripped out of it. All the functions are inlined, all the rest of it. So in a sense, setting the release flag is kind of a formality, which is why I'm sort of not that worried, because I can just take that flag back off again. But the concern is that that doesn't fix the problem, it just hides the problem. And particularly, it might just hide the problem under emulation, which, you know, I'm under no illusions that of the people who play this game, 99% of them are going to be playing it in DOSBox, and so that's fine. But it's a sort of a point of principle that if anybody does go to the trouble of putting it on floppy disks and then onto a 486 and it just immediately crashes, that would suck. So let's try without the optimization just to see if it makes any difference. Build. Oh yes, of course. I can't go to O0 because I get this weird error about the printf. This is such a strange warning, this. Or error, rather. Because it's just, as far as I can understand from this error message, the error message is just not correct. Because it's saying, oh, the problem is, you see, that string you're writing, it could be 10 characters long. Oh, sorry, where is it? There we go. It could be 19 characters long, but your buffer's only 16 characters, so it won't fit. I'm like, well, I'm explicitly saying only print 2 digits for each of those numbers. So that's 2, 4, 6, and 2 colons. That adds up to 8. There is no way in the world that is going to print more than 8 characters. So I don't know where this warning is coming from, because it's just wrong. Anyway, just to get round that, let's just make that buffer larger, just so that it shuts up. What's it even called? Line 96. It's writing into string. That's a good name. Oh, okay. So I've probably got 2 times strings up here somewhere. There they are. Max time string length is 16. Not anymore. It's now 256 bytes. Let's have a string as long as your arm. That's also the wrong one. I'm changing the size of the wrong string. Just to keep the compiler happy, let's waste some memory. Oh, I also wasn't showing you any of the code as I did that. Anyway, let's rebuild that, and it should hopefully shut up about strings. It'd be funny if this was actually the issue. It can't be, because that's in the score screen, and we haven't seen the score screen by the time we see the issue. Right, run this again. So this is with no optimization. Skip that. There we go. So that's all screwed again. But you see, interestingly, at this point, you see how only some of the tiles are corrupted. That says to me that something is being written to that off-screen area of memory. Because only some of the tiles, at this point, only some of the tiles are corrupted. Now, as we continue, what is that? It's like text. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Have I just worked out what this is? Is this something incredibly stupid? Is this something to do with standard error? Oh, hello. I've not seen the chat. 486, I'm not made of money. I'll be putting this on my 286. Won't run on a 286, sorry. It's 32-bit. So it requires a 386. Worse than that, because it's my first time writing this kind of code, it's not nearly as optimized as I would like. And so if you're running it, it's just, from my tests on 86box, which obviously are not real hardware, it won't run at all pleasantly on anything less than a proper 386DX33. Like a 386SX is out of the question for this game. It just won't run properly. Yeah, it tries its best. Okay, so what was interesting in that test was the corruption. Did you see how there seemed to be like sort of corrupted text being printed across the screen, like going down the screen? That looks like debug output to me. And of course we have debug output. Oh, hello. I think I know exactly what this is. Because I want a log. Oh, I am a buffoon. This has got nothing to do with VGA hacks or anything like that. This is just idiot code. Right. So my log file is just the standard error stream redirected to a file. But I'd put a guard on there that I've just taken off that only did the redirection, not in release mode. So when it was in release mode, every time I tried to print something to the log, it was trying to print it to the screen. Which of course I'm not in a text mode, I'm in a graphics mode, so it was just going to screw up horribly. It is that's a great bug to discover 3 hours before release. Okay, right, well I know what that is. I'm now happy to put all the optimization back in again. What a stupid bug. Right, that's in there. That's in there. We can put that back because the optimization's back on again. We can, I don't think I made any other changes today. Easiest fix ever, yep. Compile. In a sense, I mean, I've been making this complaint for 20 years, but in a sense, I'd quite like it if sometimes the bugs were, the cause of the bugs was not, I'm a big idiot. It would be nice if that happened occasionally, but it doesn't. It's always because I'm a big idiot. Let's try again. Skip, 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 skip. Yeah, that looks fine. I think we're all good now. Git. All right. I mean, the great benefit of that, apart from, you know, the fact that I get to keep my hair because I don't pull any more of it out, is that, because I thought it might take ages to fix, it hasn't, which means we're on to keep power-ups until damaged, which is a design change that I just wanted to see if I could slip in, and I've got plenty of time for it now. Famous last words. So let me just check this in a window you can't see. Fixed graphical corruption in release mode. Writing log to screen, exclamation mark. Okay, so the power-ups until damaged. At the minute when you, Thailand, when you pick up one of these guys, the little yellow jobbies, it increases your firepower. So like instead of just firing the one stream straight ahead, you get like 2 extras at the side, and then they build up. If you pick up more yellow pills, then you get like 5, and then I think 7. Excuse me. So if you collect a whole bunch of them, you just become this, you know, enormous laser firing monster, which obviously is sort of wildly overpowered, but it was really fun, which is why I wanted to put it in. But my concern about it being overpowered means that when I put it in on a timer. Initially, you got like 8 seconds per power up, which was not nearly enough for it to be any use. So I put that up to, I think, 16 seconds. And now it's usable, but it just feels a bit arbitrary that it just spontaneously runs out. So what I thought was it watching Jabu playing Duke Nukem last night that made me think of it? Might have been. I don't know if Duke Nukem does it, but something made me think last night that it would make more sense that you keep the power up until you take damage, because then it's like your fault in inverted commas if you lose the power up. It's not just that the game's gone right, time's up, we're taking the fun away. Like it's your fault because you got hit. I think that is probably going to feel a bit nicer. So, code. That does, however, require that I change how the power-up works, but also how it's displayed on the HUD, because at the moment we're displaying it as a timer, which is obviously not going to be correct anymore. So, where even is that? It's going to be in the player. Power up time, I think. Yes. So, there's not going to be a time. It doesn't really need to be an int either. Not that it really matters at this point, but... Okay. That no longer applies because it's not a countdown. Where else do we use that value? What even is this? No idea. Skip all of that. Okay, and then I've hacked it into the pickup ammo because there is no ammo anymore. Right. You should be just power up plus plus. That'll do. Any more for any more? Yes, power up level. That no longer makes any sense. We can now just say player power up is more than 0. Fires the extra ones, and then player power up is more than 1. Fire those, and then if player power up is more than 2, fire the super extra ones. Okay, next. No such thing as power up time anymore. Don't need a shift for it. I think that's all done. When you take damage, we need to switch it back off again. Take damage. But only if you want invulnerable. Damage type wall. That's not existed for a very long time. Initially, like when I first started prototyping this a long time ago, I did it more like I can't remember what that game's called, but you know there's like the really sort of classic 8-bit one where it's like quite physics based, and it's more about sort of applying thrust to the rocket and then gravity would bring it back down, and it was all about trying to avoid the walls. It was a little bit more like that. And so yeah, initially the walls would damage you, but then when I realized it was much more interesting if you made the player go really fast, that started being a pain in the hole. So it's come back out again, but it doesn't apply at the moment anyway. Okay, so as long as you aren't vulnerable, you can reset your power-ups. You aren't invulnerable. Then we need to update the HUD. HUD. Where are we doing the power-ups? Cannot remember. There we are, power-up time. If my power-up is more than 0. Well, there's not going to be any text. We're just going to have to display the power-up icon multiple times, aren't we? So, in fact, we don't need an if then. This is going to be a for loop. Something very similar to the keys. Or the lives, for that matter. All right. Get rid of all that. RX. These are all 38, I think. Yes. Oh, I see. So, yeah, we'll probably want to be further over then, don't we? So, like, I don't know, 68, arbitrarily chosen. Player, power up, Draw region. Where is the region for the power up? Because I can't remember. It's 8, 0, because it's the yellow guy. Okay. Back to the code. 8088, not life x, power x, and power y. Power x plus equals 10. Okay. I also need a level that's got multiple power-ups in it. That guy's only got the one. Where did I put? Was it the last level? Yes. Okay. So we're going to want to skip to the last level. Progress level 4. Rebuild. That window's the wrong size. Not that it matters. But it upsets me. Right. Run. This is going to take a while. I am going to cheat and give myself... I can't cheat because it's release mode. Haha. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to play the game. Oh, this could take ages. Who made this level this big? Yes, blue key's up here. In fact, I'm going to get risky now and not shoot anybody. Oh, no, I'm going the wrong way. Am I? Ow. What happened to not getting shot? Get off me. Is it that? I don't think it's over there. Great, I'm getting lost in my own level. This is not where the blue key is. Actually, there is a map, though. That'll tell me where the blue key is. And not much else. I thought it was up here. Oh, it is up here. Okay. Get off. Oh dear, I've got very little health now. Get off me. Oh, crikey. Blue key. I think that's... no. Yes. Oh dear. Also, there's that guy. Thankfully, he's exploded. Red key. I can't remember where the red key goes. I think it's down here. Yes. Yellow key. I have not been consistent with the order of the colours of these keys, which is mildly upsetting, but never mind. The important bit we're now finally ready to test is what happens when I pick up all these. I've got one blob in a slightly silly position, 2 blobs, 3 blobs. Look at that. Alright, and then that's mine until I take damage. Nearly lost it. I should probably take damage, but I am sort of having fun. There we go. Alright, and I've lost it there. Alright, that seemed to work, though it could do with being a little further over. Of course, now I can't remember where it was, so who knows how much further over? Not me. Back to the code. Oh, 72, 76, 80. It's a shame that there isn't really a nice position to put it. Would it make more sense to place them vertically? Okay, let's... which level did I say there was the single power-up in? It was in level 2, alright. So, code. Progress, we are going to go back to... no, not that. Level 2. Back to this guy, run this again. Continue. Skip, 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 skip. Eat it. Or don't. sort of, no, we couldn't fit them vertically, really. It should be a pixel further up, and it should probably be maybe 8, 12 pixels to the right. One pixel further up, and 8 pixels further right. What does that look like? I haven't recompiled it. What am I doing? Rebuild. Do you know what the other thing I want to do? That certainly would be harmless. I now have time to do, assuming I'm happy with this position, is change the background checkerboard colours in different levels. If that looks fine there, and then if we had 3 next to them, and now I've lost it because I took damage. All right, I am fine with that. We are calling that done. Done, done, done. Done. Which means I'm now going to write a new to do in there. Checkerboard colours. Let me commit that. Power-ups. Now taken away by damage. Okay. Checkerboard. Barely see that screen. 1 second while I go and close a curtain because the sun has decided to come out and now I can't see one of my screens. That's better. Right. So checkerboard colors is in world. Well, that's where we render it anyway. Which we get from its blank offset, isn't it? Yes. BK scroll from when I used to make it scroll. That looked really horrible. And would probably have made people throw up, but I thought it was cool for about 5 seconds. Which is yeah, the background checkerboard, the color would sort of, yeah, the colors would sort of change as you were playing, and it sort of looked really cool from far away. But when you were actually playing the game, it was quite a bit nauseating. So I switched that off. But it does mean there is support for multiple colors in there. So I just need to switch that on per level and not animated. Right. Oh my goodness. I am going to have to, well, it's going to have to be set on the level data, which is in, did I put that in globals? Yes, I did. Map info, map info. Some sort of indicator of what color you want, which I'm just going to use a chart. I think that'll do. Background color, which we'll set to 0 for now. It's going to end up being, because it's a spread, it's going to be in here. It's actually an offset. You can just about see it. It's an offset into this tile. So I think, what color? Oh, I'm showing you the wrong. No, nope, it's OBS has decided not to update a spread either. I don't know why all the windows died. It's very annoying. Right, put that back there, then back to a sprite again, and then show. There we go. So it's an offset and offset into this tile, which is it. I can't actually remember what colour it is at the moment. Let's have a quick run. I feel like it's green, isn't it? Skip, 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 skip. It is green. Okay. Back to A spray. So, oh, actually, oh, right. Okay. So I was trying to find the green in that tile. It's really visible in OBS because my monitors have got slightly different contrast. It's completely invisible, but I know it's there. So we want it to be there, the offset to that row, or to that row, or that row, depending on what level we're on. So that must be, I'm actually having to use the OBS window to work out where that central green pixel is. So it's 3 pixels down. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11. Okay, so 3 and then increments of 4 is how I did that originally. Back to the code. World. Let's remove it. I'm just reading my own comments here. Future me is now reading this comment. Yes, it's all right. Past me. I'm not intending to take it out for the low end. That is okay. So that's 1, and then 1 row, 2 rows. I see how I've done that. Well, do I want to just continue doing that? Probably not. Am I just going to put that in there? No, I'm not. That would be horrible. Okay. What we'll do is, I don't really want to calculate it at this point. It would be nicer to calculate it when we load the level, calculate it once and then just use it. That would be more pleasant. So let's do that. I guess all of this, it all been calculated at this point, and the staticness and all that was all to support the animation, which is long since gone. So let's just get rid of all of that. And indeed, that comment. That's going to need to be set somewhere else then. So why don't I just put it into the map data directly? Because we're going to be able to access the map from here, aren't we? Because it's called GMap info, KMap info, excuse me. KMap info G level inf G level dot, and then it's going to need to be unsigned int, so we'll call it background offset instead of color. That's the current value. Background offset is up here. It's now unsigned int, which I don't like having below that char, but it's kind of a big mess anyway, and there's not that many of them, so I've stopped caring. This is going to look horrible, but it's fine. Yes, that is correct. I could just multiply it, to be fair. Yeah, let's just do that. Times 2 times 6. Times 10. And not times 14, because we've run out of tile at that point, haven't we? Have we? That's not the right view. That's the one I wanted. We've got 4 colours in there. So offset of 2 to get to that one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I just can't add up. That's fine. Back to there. You can be 14. And you can be 2 again. It's not constant, so I'm not going to get upset from the compiler, I don't think. Back to the old compiler build. Joe. Oh, you just don't know what video is, which is reasonable. Your globals. Meh. This is kind of grisly, but meh. 11's our hack. I'm fine with it. You got that. Ooh. What did I not rename it? No, I didn't. Oh, doink. Background. Set. Build again. Doop, doop, boom. Roll. Doesn't really matter. Start at the beginning, work through. So this should still be green. It is. Oh, look. Ah, hang on. Ah, I can't cheat to win because it's release mode. Oh. Fine. Then we will make a non-release build then. I will not be prevented from cheating. It's my right. Run again. Yeah, I suppose new. Skip, 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 skip. Green. Oh, I've won. Done. Can't remember what colour is this supposed to be. It's red. Yikes. Oh, I mean, I don't know why I'm flying around. It's going to be the same colour everywhere. Win. Done. Next. That's kind of ugly, but, you know, fine. Done. Next. I quite like that one. Maybe there's a clue in that. Just use the less saturated colours. Next. Or is that the last level? I can't count. That's the last level. Back to green again. Okay. Alright. That's working. Lovely, lovely. But I didn't like the colour. So I can't remember which colour. Was it the yellow one? I think it was the yellow that seemed too saturated. Do we have a less saturated yellow? Not really. I think I'm just going to have to cope with it. Yes, that can stay as it is. I don't care enough. That's my official line on that one. Right, that can go back to release mode. What else do we need to do? Get rid of all that. Get rid of all that. That's done. Look at that. To-do list's empty, in inverted commas. Ignore that part. All right, that's getting a commit. Background colors. Okay, 10 to 10. What else do I need to test? It works in release mode. The packaging should be straightforward because I've taken out all the files that aren't needed. Upsettingly, this game is just, well, it's not just too big, but it is too big to fit on a single floppy. I think it's about 1.7 meg in total. So that's kind of annoying. I guess I could make like 2 floppy images of it. but then you'd still have to copy the files manually. It's not like it comes with an installer. It's probably a good thing that I'm only thinking about installers now, because if I'd thought about installers when I started, I would have written an installer, and then we would have had a lovely shiny installer and a game that was written in 5 minutes after the installer was done. Because if I was going to write an installer, I'd write an installer like Command and Conquer. It wouldn't just be text. Anyway, what do I want to do here? What do I need to do? Floppy images would be nice, I suppose. But then if you're the sort of person who can use floppy images, you're going to be able to make your own. So I think I'm probably gonna skip that. I guess what I might do is I don't think I've got a scene for it in OBS. Let me see, can I just duplicate that one? Oh great, you're going to show it while I duplicate it. Excellent. Game 86 box. Clunk. Alright. Hide no sidebar and oh, that's what studio mode is for, isn't it? Is for me to faff around while still broadcasting. All of this stuff I still need to learn. I'm not willing to press the studio mode button because I don't know what else it's going to do. So we'll just do this live. Do it live. That shouldn't be. I want to run my 386 box, which you can probably hear beeping right about now. And then you find that 86 window, 86 box window. Okay, show that. That's not the right size. But it's going to change anyway in a minute when I go into graphics mode. Where am I going to put that? Over there. Update everything. This doesn't fit on the screen. Yoink. Squidge that down a bit more. I still need to squidge it down. There we go, there's the bottom of the window. Okay, so that's updated the XE. I don't think I need to update the resources, but I will just in case. Oh, I need to get rid of those bloody DS files as well before I zip this. Here we go. Now, is this going to change dramatically when I run this? Okay, it's still the right size. Okay. So, yes, so this is the 386/low-end version, where various things are switched off to cope with my badly optimized code. So, I suppose I should probably just play through the whole thing and see what dies. Intro, blah, 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 blah. All right. Kabang. And this, it's a 4 meg 386 as well, so the music that I've got set for this level actually doesn't fit into memory. So you don't get music for this level, which is a bit rubbish, but that's my fault for choosing mods instead of MIDIs. Should have gone with MIDIs. Never mind, mods do sound cool for those who can hear them. Yikes. skip. That didn't show a cutscene. I think, right, I think I saw this earlier as well. Yes, so, right, the score screen must be handing straight back to the game instead of going via the briefing mode. Okay, I'm going to write that down because I'm going to forget by the time I've finished playing this. Score screen doesn't hand off to briefing. Back. Excuse me. Okay. I think there might be quite an interesting collision bug there, which I just don't think I'm going to even begin to tackle. Yeah, because if I open that can of worms, that will take hours. I'm not touching the collision code at this point. It's a completely pointless explosion. Terrible flying. Oh, forgot about you. Didn't forget about you though. Yep. Well, no, that's another little tile corruption there. Oh, well, not corruption, just the wrong tile. I'm going to fix that in the background while I leave that on the screen. This is level 2, isn't it? Yeah, it's right there. That tile should be one of those. Save, export. Right, back to the game. Delicious health. Ow. Ow. So terrible at this game. As ever, I blame the keyboard. Yep, the keyboard made me die. That's what happened. Oh, good lord. There we go. Oh, that's all checkerboard on the outside of that. Need to fix that. That'll look right. Yeah, totally missed that whole area. Where's the black tile gone? There it is. Yoink. Paint, 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 paint. Save export. Oh, excuse me. Hello. Oh, there we go. Kabang. Thing is, because I made these levels in such a hurry and so recently, they're actually quite new to me. It's kind of fun. And the blue key. I don't know where the blue key is. Oh, that's a map. Came down here and all I got was a ruddy map. Who designed this level? Ooh, hello. I feel like it's probably in here. Yeah, this is the sort of place I'd hide a blue key. No, get off. And, oh, there we go. Blue door, blue door. Secret room, which is sort of relatively obvious if you've got your eyes open. Well, actually, to be fair, it's only relatively obvious in the low graphics mode because those flyover tiles are much more visible against the plain grey. I've got full health. How do I have full health? Ooh, an EMP. That'll come in handy. Probably against you. Where's my EMP button? There it is. That's something I would have liked to have got in, but I just don't have time, which is the ability to remap the keys. Actually, I would have liked to put joystick support in, but that also didn't have time for. So many things to add in later. Right, yellow door. No, I took damage. Curses. Oh, there's no cover in this one either. Yeah. Genuinely, these reactor fights would be much easier if this keyboard allowed me to point diagonally and fire at the same time, but it doesn't. So genuinely, this keyboard is making this game much harder to play. Right, down there. That doesn't look great on the left. Okay, fix that up. Level 3. Yeah, there we go. Need all of that stuff. Tile there. Do. Save, export. Back to the game. I really like that blue background colour. It works really nicely. Oh well. Maybe we just alternate between that and the green. Oh, stupid cat flew straight into a bomb. Oh dear. Get off. Missed one. That's a yellow door. Can't go through there. Get off. I think it's in there somewhere. That doesn't look ideal, does it? Maybe we'll move him down. That's got to be level 4. I'll move a bit further away so he's not constantly shooting. There we go. While I fix this position, object, select that guy, move him down there, save, export. Oh, hello. I forgot about that secret. Blue key. I can't remember what else is even down here. Oh, don't lose. Damn it. Now I've lost my power up. Oh well. What? Oh, I've got the blue key, not the yellow key. Heavens knows where the blue door is. I think it's over here. It is over here. Oh god, yes, I remember this bit. Yeah. Isn't there an EMP around here somewhere? Yes. Give us that. Yeah. You two can get EMP'd. As I think, can you two? Kabang. Totally taking credit for that blatantly accidental good shot. Delicious diamonds I can't get out. There we go. Is that all the diamonds in here? I think it is. Well, also it's a yellow key, which was, I think, over here. Yes. I get 3 for 3. Kabang! Pleasing. Nope. I've got 12 health. Was the red door down here? Yes. Diamonds. I literally flew into that. It was just terrible. Oh well. Right. Use an EMP at least. That's going to help a little bit. I really should not have put 3 guys in here. Oh dear. Of course, this also would be out where you would use the strafe function, but that is another thing that I can't use on this keyboard. The lesson is, don't buy, if you're looking for a quiet keyboard so that your mechanical one doesn't make annoying noises on stream, don't buy the cheapest one you can find. That's the lesson. I can't remember where the reactor door is. I genuinely can't remember. Is it in here? It's not, is it? Oh, great. I'm going to game over because I got... Oh, no, I think it might be in the corner down here. Is it down here? Is it down here? No, it's not. I don't know where it is. Don't ask me. I didn't design the bloody level. I did design the level. Oh, is it by the... Oh, kid. Oh, go. Oh, crikey. That was... Oh, genuinely frightening. 6 minutes. I think those par times might be a bit optimistic. 98% on the bonuses. I feel like I picked up every diamond. I guess I mustn't have done. I might not have. Do you know what? That might be because the saucer cats and the homing missile ones, they release diamonds when you when they die. And if you don't pick them up quick enough, they disappear. So I think that's sort of a bug, because sometimes enemies can die off screen. And so you might not even know that the diamond's available. Anyway. And then I think that fade is a bit broken. Okay. Last level. Silent last level, because it's playing the complicated music track. Or the one with the big samples in it. Oh well, never mind. Get off me. Second. Now, which way was it for this one? Go away. Yeah, it was up here. I'm just going to run for it, because I'm... Ow! No, this is how I got lost last time. Is it? How'd you get up there? Oh, sugar lumps. I am not doing very well. Oh. I just do not understand the geometry of this level, which is impressive given that I made it. It was up this way and then left and up. There it is. Fine. Weird. Blue key. No. Oh, good lord. I should have just shot him. Oh well. Oh no, and he's stuck because he's stuck in the wall. Oh well, free kill. I'll have your diamond. I've got a blue key, which is up and round, isn't it? Although, I noticed this last time, this does mean you can sort of skip out a big chunk of the level. But if you do skip out the big chunk of the level, then you won't see where the reactor door is. So I think it's probably fine. Eat. Power-ups. Delicious power-ups. Oh, lots of health, more importantly, which I always need, due to incredible suckage. Oh, I've got yellow. No, I don't have a yellow key. Thought that was a bug then. Okay, fine. I guess we're going to go this way, because oh, it's over there. Oh yeah, I remember. I remember how this level works. It's down here. Death. Nope. That one looked right. Level 5. Fixie. Level 5. Level 5. Where is that? It's by the reactor door. Yeah. No, that's not going to look like that. In a corner, which is that one. Tile layer. And then some of those guys. You probably just shouldn't be there, I think. Just get rid of that diamond. Save export. That's great. Oh, phantom pipe left over. Oh, because I never did finish doing all the pipes. No, no, no. Oh, taking damage now. I don't have a hope in hell of finishing. Get off. Yeah, 6 health against 4 geezers and a broken keyboard. This is not going to go well. Yeah. There I go. Right, fine. Carry that on, and then I need to... I'm going to make a note, actually, because I've clearly forgotten several times already that I need to do... If I can type pipes. There we go. Back to the game. Oh, good lord. There we go. So many deaths. Oh no! Huh. Game over music, but no game over text. That's a good bug. Why is there nothing on the screen? 386. Game over text not displayed. Checking the time, 20 past 10. We're fine, we're fine. Okay, it just wasn't rendering for some reason. Well, I think I can continue anyway. It's Professor Leopard. It's my favourite character in the whole game. Do you know what? I'm actually not going to play this again because I think it was going to be fine. He said confidently. I'm going to do a Molyneux and make the whole game fine except for the ending. You just can't finish it. To be fair, I think there are worse things that can be called a do a Molyneux. Anyway, right. Pipes. I'm going to do pipes because it looks like... Yeah, I just haven't put any in this level. So I should certainly do that. Okay, let's do that then. We're going to connect these, the top and the bottom, I think. Tile there. There, I think. So broken, although actually kind of correct from what I'm about to do. How strange. There, and that one on there, that'll do. Let's fix that as well. There's a couple of them. Okay. It's going to kind of screw up that tile, which is, I guess, is how it corrupted in the first place. So I am just going to do that and that, not that one. And yeah, that doesn't look very good. So that, nope, it's not that one, is it? It's that one. There. And there. And there. Nope, that's exactly the wrong one. I meant that. There we go. Oh, there's more up there. And then that should really be an inner corner. Right, back to pipes, back to pipes. Just pipes all over the place, generally. Pipes, pipes, pipes. And I think we'll have a corner. Oh, hang on, where's that lining up to? It'll have to line up to that. Corner there, erase that. On there. Oh, hang on, what am I doing? I'm putting that through that guy. That's not going to work, is it? It'll have to go further up. Okay. Yeah, that'll work if I change that corner. All right. Yoink. Hello. Can't fit one in there. Could fit one in there though. Oh. Maybe one across there somewhere. One down there, and that one in there. Fix those up. Go right through that. Yeah, maybe not that then. I'll just chuck a vertical one in. Except I'll have to deal with that. It's fine. Fine, fine, fine. Down. Actually, that was probably fine as it was, wasn't it? Yeah, that'll work. Right, that'll probably do. This. Need to fit that in there. Project all the way down the bottom. That'd be quite fun. Fun. Yeah, that'll work. What a very long pipe. Vertical one up there. Quite. Have to reshape all of that. It's not going to work. It'll fit. It's nice. really fit. Oops. Yeah, that'll do. Export that one. Level 3. Oh, I've already done this one. That's handy. With any luck, that's all of them. Well, I could do with some more. Can never have too many pipes. Put these. Where is on that? I suppose. Might be nice to little corner one there. That'll do, surely. Fancy button one at the start, actually. Anyway. No, taking that back out again. Too much going on. Right, and then level one's got to be done, surely, because that's been in there for ages. Okay, yeah, that's done. Oh, hey, pipes are done. To-do list, to-do list. Pipes, done. Commit. Alright, the game over text didn't display. That was really odd. Actually, that's an easy fix. I know what that is. Score screen, score screen, score state. Set state. Yeah, it's not in game now, is it? It's not in game. It should be briefing. I'll test that. Okay. Abundance of paranoia. I will test that now. Compile. You are showing the wrong window. Why are you doing that then? No. Oh, because when I've duplicated the scene, you've made it identical. Great. Let me just kill that briefly while I fix this. I don't suppose I can. No, I can't. I'm just going to have to delete it. Okay, fine. Well, okay, I don't need to delete it. I'll just change this. Except I don't have the window on the screen anymore. And you're not listing it because your list is out of date. That's the one I wanted. There we go. Okay. What am I testing? Score screen, handing over. So I'm just going to have to win the first level. So there we go, we get a briefing there, then we go into game. Go bang. Oh, there's no key down here. I didn't need to come down here. Run away. Up there. Get the key. Grab a heart. Another one. That was only the one guy. Of course. And I'm just going to miss him if I do that. There we go. Out thing. Scores green. Briefing for level 2. Yes, yes. And into game. Alright, that's fixed. So I can get rid of that. And then can commit. Nope, don't do that. Next, screen. Ending level 2. Breathing. Oh, why didn't we get any game over text? Because the game over and the win screens, which I wrote in incredible hurry yesterday, are incredibly simple. So it's really weird that they're not displaying anything. There's nothing in that state. It plays some music, it draws some text, and it waits for a key. Why would that be failing? Let's, because it seemed like I'd never seen it until I ran on 86 box. So that implies if I run this again in DOSBox and then stand here and wait to die, I really hope the text doesn't display in DOSBox either, because that would be a much simpler issue, a much more straightforward issue. 2 lives gone. Okay, we got no text out there either. That's good. It's weird, but it's good. Skip. Exit. Back to the code. So that's G font, which is, let's just trace this through, sanity checking. Which one is G font? G font is, it's in front of me and I can't read it. There we go, font image, font 16. Font 16 being Yoink Res font 16. That guy, which is white. So not recoloring it, we ought to get white on black, but we don't get anything. No, I thought it might be the color, but it is not. I can't see a way for that to break that wouldn't break in every call of drawstring trans, which we may not be using anywhere else. No, we're using it all over the dialog and the HUD with the different font, but nonetheless, that function. I cannot see a reason why that would be invisible. Let's have some slightly mad paranoia. Pick a colour, any colour, by which I mean one that isn't black. 242. This is going to be painful on the eyes if it works, because it's going to turn screen white. I just automatically did that. Can get hit by both. No. One they've got. Nope. And I've just seen another incorrect tile. Two incorrect tiles. Fuck. Okay, screen's not turned white. So we're not rendering anything. Why are we not rendering anything? How odd. State. It's overridden, it's all fine. It's there. I was just going to call the current state. There's no check on that. Dependent on the state. It's all fine. Okay. So then the next thing will be to go to main. And we just drawn. We're not saying draw unless it's some other state. Why is that not drawing? Is it drawing? No, I really am drawing. And I will turn. Will I do that? No, I won't. Because we are still getting a log, aren't we? Oh, hello. What is this crap? I don't think we need that. Oh, I left that in. We don't want that. Okay, I'm assuming logging is still active. Should be. Skip, 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 skip. Okay. Back to the menu. Exit. Back to the code. What does the log say? No, really, I am drawing. Okay. So I'm wondering. No, the states are supposed to do that. That's not handled for them. I'm pretty certain front end. Let's have a quick check. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, they all do their own sort of buffers. So I was fiddling because I discovered quite too late on to be able to fix that, because I'm doing this rather silly thing of using the double buffer all the time, which means you're constantly having to draw full screen, which works fine in the game, but it's really silly for things like the front end menus and anything else, which are largely static. And so I experimented with trying to turn off the double buffer, the secondary buffer, just for these states. But it brought in a whole bunch of other bugs, and so I turned it back off again. So I'm wondering if no, that code's been removed. It can't be that. Why is this not displaying anything? It's like we're stuck pointing at a buffer that we aren't rendering, like as if that call isn't doing anything. Where is it? It's up here somewhere. It's what buffers. Yeah, there's nothing radically wrong or changed, even more importantly. Let's try that. See what that tells us. Because it should be alternating. Oops. And I think it will be alternating. But even if it is, what does that mean? No, so even if the fact the video fills screen doesn't appear to be working, that suggests that we are filling the off-screen buffer and then we're never switching to it. I should also probably reduce the health temporarily while I'm testing, but I'm here now. Back to the log. Log, 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 log. Boink. Yeah, that's alternating. So the buffer is swapping. What is going on here? It's like we're doing all of this and then we're drawing black over the top of it or something silly like that. How on earth is this happening? Because presumably that is going to have the same issue. Because it's essentially identical code. But I chucked these in yesterday and I tested them and they were fine. So what's the major thing that's changed since yesterday is that. So take that off, compile it. Ah, no, I'm going to change the health so we don't have to sit here again. Player. Accept that it's in several places. Okay, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to sit here. Okay, that's good. It's nothing to do with the release. Fine. Put that back. Nothing else has changed there, so it can't be to do with optimization or anything like that. I mean, that would be just a nuts thing to go wrong from optimization anyway. Is it? Front end does practically the same thing. Oh, I know what this is going to be. Right, yes. No, there's a perfectly obvious other avenue by which you can get nothing on the screen, even though you're drawing stuff. If everything you're drawing is actually black. The palette's been faded out, I'm willing to bet, because of the fade, and it's not been put back. That's what's happened. Okay. So, I don't recall code changing around that, it must be said. But I bet that's what it is. So I think player is what sets us to game over. Game over. There it is. Oh, it's just as simple as that, isn't it? Yeah, because every other state, because it has the front end has its own palette, which is different to the palette that's in the game. So both the front end and the game, excuse me, my voice is going. Both the front end and the game load and set their own palette, whereas these states don't. So they're going to be left. I mean, I don't know how this ever worked, but it means they're going to be left with the faded out zeroed palette. Yeah, because the only option we've got for a default palette is the one that's in world, which is part of the game. So that's gone by the time we've got to the game over screen. So really we just want to, we've got a call for, I think, reset to default palette. Yes, there it is. Can we call that? Not really, because it's going to make the screen come back up. We're going to have to load an image, even though we aren't displaying one, which is hardly the worst thing in the world. We've certainly got the memory for it, but it just makes me feel a bit grisly. Right, fine. Any image you like, don't care. Something small, the HUD, for instance. Not in the render, in the draw. Yoink, I will have that. Thank you very much. Put it there. I'll have to have a comment on this, because otherwise I will be forever wondering why I'm loading the HUD in Game Over. Just for the palette post fade. Where's the flag to make it set the palette? Because I can't remember. Does it load the palette by default and you have to turn it off, or where's the default flag? Oh, okay, 0. So I'm going to have to say load palette, which is the final parameter, right? Yes. Image load flags. Load palette. When I say load palette, does that load it and set it? Or does it just load it? Because I can't remember that either. Load palette. It just loads it. Okay, but then we can set it separately. Video set palette Hot image will need storing somewhere. I will put it here. Image data hot image. Cannot type. Hot image dot palette. It's got 256 colors. Alright. And then we're going to want to take that and we're going to want to stick it in ending as well. I'm trying to think how this could have worked yesterday. Oh, you're all going to need to know what an image is as well. I think I must have... Did I only test those states separate to the rest of the game or something? Like so it never faded out. Feels like it's going to be something like that, but I don't remember doing that. Well, I haven't even seen if it works yet. Maybe this isn't the fix. Maybe barking up a completely wrong tree. We'll find out. Good start. What image was... Oh, you didn't declare it. The other guy did. Don't. You can have one as well. Which in function call to set palette also... Oh, you've got no memory pool. Oh, okay, fine. Front end. Give me a memory pool. Where is in it? There it is. Yoink, cut, paste. Ugh, I want to put this in two places. Grumble, grumble, angry coder sounds. Oh. How big is that HUD? That's not A-Sprite. Where's A-Sprite going? It's 32 by 16. 32 times 16 plus 768 for the palette. 1280. You can have 2K, mate. An abundance of bytes. State. Copy. Okay. Alright, that pool will be cleaned up automatically, so we don't need to care about it. It didn't like the set palette call. What have I got wrong there? Video. Link. Set palette. Colors first color, non-colors. I think that was functionality I never used, but anyway. Back to the compiler. Build more water. Oh, now. So what pool is? Did you mean bool? I didn't mean bool. Oh, redeclaration of Inder. That's not going to help. Get rid of that. Also, that should be state pool, not pool. Sorry, compiler. Sorry. State pool. Try again. Of course there are, because you've given them the same name. Right, code. I just don't care. Although I don't need to keep hold of it actually, do I? I can just make it local, because it'll get cleaned up when the pool is thrown away. Fine. You can just have that there. File again. Skip, 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 skip. Do your worst, cat turret thing. That's a bit better. All that to get some white text on a screen. Aye. So I'm just going to foolishly assume that the ending is also fine. Because it's identical code, so, you know. Commit that. Back to the top. That's done, and it wasn't 386 specific. Okay, I think we can call it there. I think we're ready to ship in very large inverted commas. So, I'm going to be doing most of this off screen, so in the meantime, where is it? Is it that one? It was that one, I think, wasn't it? I've already forgotten. It was that one. I don't think that's playing, is it? OBS says you can't hear that, so I'm going to stop playing it. Okay, fine. Right, so I need to just, well, I'm going to check the build flags. We are release, stripped. That's all good. Oh, readme and file ID diz, obviously. Can't ship without the file ID diz. That's all there. That's good. It'll do. It's mostly there as a joke, so it'll be fine. Readme tells you how to play. Apologizes for it not running on your real hardware. I'm sure it'll be fine. Attributions. Is there anything else I need to put in there? I don't think so. I think that's everything. I thought I had another to do about the attributions, but I guess that's done now. Okay. Tidy up the folder. Stick it in a zip. Not very interesting, but just so that there's something on the screen. Right side build. Or even spending so much time in DOS, getting my brain's melting trying to remember command line commands. The log can go. That shouldn't be in there. Progress certainly shouldn't be in there. Neither should settings, because that'll get created automatically. Exe, file ID diz, readme text, res folder now inside res. In fact, possibly outside res. Yes. Get rid of that crap. Thank you. I bet there's one in every single folder in here, isn't there? Now, if I was a proper command line hacker, I would know how to do this recursively, but there aren't that many folders, and I don't know how to do that. So I'm just going to do it all, manually instead. Folders, next one is levels. Is there any levels? There is. Do you know, I don't need to enter all of these files, do I? Enter, excuse me, folders. That was music. We're now on SFX. SFX DS store. Paranoia, let's have a look inside. Nothing else in there. Sprites. That all looks fine. It's not, don't type CLS in Unix. Come on now. That is all fine. There's nothing extra in there, and there's nothing extra in there. Good grief, I think we're ready to zip. This is terrifying. What am I zipping with? I don't think I've ever had compatibility problems. Then it's not. I don't readily have a DOS PK zip. I'm assuming anybody that's using this on real hardware is going to be doing it via a modern computer anyway. So, we'll just zip this way. Compress. I think the version number was, oh, it doesn't matter, I don't need to put it in the zip. But I think I went with version 14, is what we're up to at the moment. That in there? Yes, 014. Okay. Let me get that off the screen. Not that it really matters. Itch.io. I always pronounce it Itch.io. I know a lot of people insist on calling it itch.io. I just find that a bit clunky. Surely it's Itch.io. Anyway. December. There it is. Ongoing. Oh, not too late then. 1 day, 1 hour, 48 minutes and 15 seconds. Am I logged in? I am logged in. Join Jam. Submit your project. Oh, but presumably, do I have to upload it to my existing project or create a new one? So I will create a new one if I can figure out how. Upload new project. Title, Attack of the Space Cats. Short description or tagline. Where's my readme gone? It's a bit trivial. Oh, okay, we've got that bit there. Short description. Oh, and then there's details. Show when we link to the project. Maybe just that line then. Is that how we do it? Oh, it doesn't need to be by Crossel if it's linked to me, does it? Kind of want to put shareware jank in there somewhere. That'll do. Games, it certainly is games. Kind of project is downloadable, yes. It is, well, might receive some updates or in active development. Well, it's a jam game, isn't it? Oh, I don't know. I'm just going to say released because that was the default option. Fine. Upload files. Code. Where did I put it? There. No, not that one. The zip. I'm just going to test this. If we make a copy of that and then just open it here. Okay, it is actually inside a folder. Fine. Whatever. Upload that. It is an executable. Well, it's not really for any of those platforms, is it? Depends how you look at it, though. I'm going to say all. Well, I don't know. Presumably DOSBox runs on Android, but I don't actually know. I know ScumVM does. But is there a way that I can say it's like it is an executable for Windows, but only via an emulator? I mean, anybody that's looking at a DOSEmber game jam ought to be able to put two and two together, but like I don't want to confuse people. Okay, I'll put a description in anyway. Start with that. Why is that? Oh, there we go. Okay, it's 32-bit. Won't run very well on anything less than a 386, not a 376. That's not a processor. 386DX33. Probably a more positive way of phrasing that. It was 32-bit and needs a 386DX33 or better to run. Preferably a Pentium. Oh, it needs a 386-33 plus 4 meg or better to run, preferably a Pentium plus 8 meg. Smiley face. But I totally mean it. That'll probably do. Genre. Well, it's action, isn't it? Action-packed it is. AI generation. No, there was no AI, thank you. It is not available on any app stores. Oh, there's download and install instructions. Okay, maybe repeat some stuff there then. On first run or when selecting reset to defaults in the options menu, the game will run a quick performance test to set the best options for your system. This text will be shown to someone when they are downloading the game. Alright, so there's no point warning them that it's DOS only at that point because it's already too late. comment. Oh, draft first, okay. And what's the stuff on the side? Oh, cover images. Oh, I haven't thought of that. Oh, good lord. Cover image. I've sort of got... What have we got over here? I can actually do this on stream as well. So it's not just me muttering to myself. What am I talking about? It's always me muttering to myself. Right. Open a file. Title to start with. I imagine they're going to want specific sizes for these files. Recommended 630 by 500. What size is this? 320 by 37. So we need a lot of space below. So maybe I could put that title and then some screenshots or something. Maybe that'd work. Next question is, where did I put the screenshot? Oh, we've got some there. Probably out of date. 630 by 500. This guy is 320, so let's size this up. And then canvas size 630 by 500. 500. Look at the top. There's quite a lot of space. Are you about to fill that in purple? No. Okay, good. That's probably a bit too far. What does this even look like on an itch page? Okay, they're just going to appear at the side, so it sort of doesn't matter. I'm tempted to just do the title on its own then. What does it look like if I just submit that? I mean, it's kind of crushed up against the top and bottom, so I should probably make that a little bit, give it a bit more space. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, let's try that. And that was a PCX. Export as. I'm going to put this. Let's go. In fact, you can just chuck it on the desktop for now. Itch 1. That's a ping. Yes, all good. Okay. Back to itch.io. Can I just have that slightly crummy image? Is that acceptable? Where have I saved that? Where did I just export that to? Documents. No, not documents. I mean desktop. Kind of horrified I've accidentally overwritten something important now. itch.io-1.ping on the desktop. Save. Oh, I didn't hit export. Two-stage save process. Right. Okay. I'm going to give her a cover image. itch.io-1. Yeah, that looks terrible. So I don't think we're going to use that. It is going to have to be that size. just remove it then. Okay, you canvas size. What size did you say? 500. 500. And then if we center that, maybe I don't hate that. Save it as this time. Desktop. As a ping. That one, save. Yes, replace. Okay, try uploading that one. That works. Okay, and then some sort of screenshot type affairs, I believe. Yes. Oh, how out of date these are. No, I don't. Agree or skip. Yeah, they're sort of cropped slightly. Doesn't really matter though. I mean, it's pretty much what the game looks like. Oh, except they're not screen sized. What size are they? 44 by 285. That might be fine. Let's upload them and see what they look like. Screen 1, screen 2. Okay, and then what I'd like to have as well is a screenshot of the one of the cutscenes. So let's give that a run. This is going to be difficult to get a screenshot of, actually. Probably going to have to do it as a video and then screenshot a frame of the video, which is moderately grisly, but it's fine. New screen recording. Yeah, fine, good. No audio. Get on with it. I totally need to change this text, but it's too late now. Blimey, this is a long intro. That was kind of deliberate, though. Oh, skipped a bit. Oh, well. There we go. That'll do. Right. Quit. And stop recording the video. Back to the code. So, right, I'm now going to scroll along and find some screenshots here. Right, this is going to be a rubbish screenshot because it's going to include all the Mac Chrome, but never mind. That'll probably do. Save to desktop. In fact, a quick time you can save the video in case I change my mind later. Intro off. Get rid of that. Then, does it put that screenshot? That's the MOV. There's the screenshot. Okay, back to there. What does the screenshot look like? I guess I'll call it screen 3, given the other two are called 1 and 2. Right, upload that screenshot also. Screen 3. Dunk. Okay, I think. Oh, hang on. Tags. DOS. Need a big DOS tag. I didn't even notice that bit. Avoid using genre or platforms. Yes, obviously. Cats. It's in the title. Don't need a tag for it. What are the tags? Jank. Yeah, Sonic. Jank will do. Yeah, DOS Cats Jank. That basically covers it. So yeah, done. All right. I think that's the lot. Save and view. Okay, that's just that. All right, I think we're good. How do we go about publishing this? Oh, I see. It is public. Save, and then I need to actually submit it to the jam. December. Submit your project. Attack of the Space Cats. Quite correct. Go. Oh, there we go. That was nice and easy. Oh, there's some cool stuff in here. Hang on. Can I share the? I want to share the browser. Can I do that without driving myself spare? I just don't know. Can I just try and add a new window here? Oh, sod it. I shall do this post stream. Okay, so I think that's about done. I think I'm going to go and have lunch. I think that's the plan. And yeah, thank you for hanging out. And ow, I nearly pulled my ear off. Getting caught in a cable. Thank you for hanging out. And yeah, if you try the game, do let me know, because I mean, most of all, because I'd love to know if it works on actual hardware. But either way, if you try it at all, do let me know, because that'd be marvellous. And otherwise, yeah, I will see you next time. Ta-ta!